Hello everyone! My name is Anna from Toronto Public Library, and welcome to Summer Wonder at Home. Today we're going to be exploring a creativity challenge called Every Bird Needs a Nest. Summer is a great time of year to go bird watching. Birds are busily using the longer days to forage for food to feed their nestlings. If you go on a nature walk in your neighborhood, you may see birds flitting from tree to tree and bush to bush, searching for food to feed their hungry chicks. But sometimes, usually earlier in the season, you might see birds pick up a twig or some dried grass or feathers or bits of string. What are they doing with that? Birds use these objects to build a nest. They layer them in their chosen nesting spot and use saliva or mud to bind the layers together as they work to create a nest that is safe and warm and comfortable for their young. But how do birds know where to choose to build their nest? Birds will scout out a nesting spot that is near a food source and provides protection from predators and natural elements like wind and rain. But sometimes birds will build in odd places, like in a mailbox or in a traffic light, or even in an old shoe. For this week's creativity challenge, try making your own bird's nest at home. I went on a nature walk in my neighborhood and I found all sorts of great things to build with. I found some leaves and twigs and branches. I found some pine needles and some long grasses. I even found 2 different types of seed pods. At home, I took a cardboard box and cut it into strips, like so. And I found bits of yarn that I could use to put it together. I used all of these items and I wove together this nest right here. What do you think? It's a small nest, but it's a cozy one. Have a look around your home and see what you can use to build a nest. Then go on a nature walk of your own to see if you can find objects that a real bird would use. Once you've gathered your items together, think about the types of birds that live in your neighborhood. Would they build a small nest or a larger nest? And where would they choose to build them? Take this egg, for example. What type of bird do you think lays this egg? And where does it make its home? This is a model of an ostrich egg. Ostriches lay the largest eggs in the world. Each egg can weigh more than 3 pounds, and a single female can lay up to 11 eggs. Wow! All of the eggs in an ostrich flock share one nest called a dump nest, and each dump nest can hold anywhere from 60 to 70 eggs. Whew. Can you picture that type of nest up in a tree? No way! That's why ostriches make their nests in a large pit in the ground, and all of the ostriches in the flock take turns incubating the eggs together. Amazing! After you've thought about how big you want to build your nest, get building! Remember to think like a resourceful bird and use whatever materials you have on hand. If you have glue, Play-Doh, tape, or modeling clay, you can use them to bind objects together, and if you don't have these, don't worry. Brainstorm a way that you can keep your nest from falling apart. Maybe you use a paper plate or a cup as a base to build on. Or maybe you use some of the layers of your nest to weave together your nest, like I did. This may be a little bit tricky, and it might take some time, but stick with it and be patient. Sometimes to find a solution, we need to try a couple of different ways of doing it. This is called prototyping, so don't be afraid to start over. A bird would. I'm sure you can solve the problem and build a nest that any of your neighborhood birds would be proud of. I hope you enjoyed today's creativity challenge. Check back for more Toronto Public Library Summer Wonder at Home programs. Bye for now.